Imagine a platform where some of Britain's biggest stars had the opportunity to reflect on and celebrate their biggest professional accomplishments, all in a safe and relaxed space. Since 2016, Josh Barry's Beyond the Title has celebrated the great and good of entertainment, from showbiz legends to rising stars and everyone in between, who've each provided an insight into their remarkable careers in the public eye. So, join Josh and the team as another significant figure in entertainment shares their unique anecdotes and stories exclusively on Beyond the Title.
Personal trainer and social media star Joe Fishburn won the hearts of the nation in 2025 when he was crowned winner of the second series of the BBC's version of Gladiators. A former member of the Team GB gymnastics team who competed at the Team Gym event, Joe qualified as a personal trainer and embraced the new generation of online coaching. I caught up with the celebrated influencer to talk strength, stars and his hopes for an exciting future. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Joe Fishburn. Joe, welcome to Beyond the Title. You've had a whirlwind of an 18 months. How would you sum it up?
Well, thanks for having me. First of all, I've been very excited for this, and I feel you've had some incredible guests, so I feel very privileged. Honest, thanks, Josh. It's great to see you. The last 18 months of my life have been pretty crazy. I think I'm somebody who always tries to enjoy the moment when you're in it. But ultimately, you always, in retrospect, look back and think, oh, could I have enjoyed that anymore? Yeah. But I do fully feel like I've been present in every moment, enjoyed it, the whole process with Gladiators, which I'm sure we'll go into a little bit more. Just amazing. And yeah, it's been incredible.
Do you remember Gladiators the first time round, like the original?
Well, Josh, now, sorry to burst your bubble, but I wasn't actually born. I was born in 2001.
Okay.
However, when I was growing up, I saw clips, I saw bits and what have you. And then one of my business partners now and dear friend of mine, Roddy Mackay, was on Gladiators in 1993 in the second series. So he said, when I met him, he said, you would be perfect for something like this. And it was actually getting remade that year. Okay. So we knew it was getting remade and he had like a few of the contacts and whatever. And I applied as a gladiator, didn't get on. And then the second series I applied as a gladiator and a contender as well. And yeah, that's how I kind of got on. But no, I don't remember it, Josh. I wasn't born.
Me neither. So. That makes him feel ancient.
Sorry.
Mental health is obviously a hot topic on political agenda, but how do you think exercise can offer a positive tool for overcoming this?
I think exercise and the way I see it, I mean, I am slightly biased here because I am in the industry of exercise and health fitness. I think exercise is the cornerstone for a good life. And I genuinely believe that the benefits that come alongside exercise, besides the physical ones, the mental ones are actually what I think I benefit from most.
Yeah.
And I didn't really realize this until I got a little bit older. I mean, I'm going to be 25 next month, and the battles, the struggles, the stress that you go through, especially as you get older. I mean, I thought when I was growing up, it was a little bit stressful. Like I thought all these things, like maybe not making a team and the drama when you're a teenager, all those things, maybe falling out with your friends was stressful. But now I see children who are in this super kind of protected environment and not able to fail, not able to make mistakes, not able to learn from them. And it's something that I try to put my mark on the world, if you want, with children of the next generation, which is why I coach gymnastics, because gymnastics is the wildest sport in the fact that essentially you have to do something, make 999 mistakes,
Yeah.
and then on the 1,000th go, rep, or thing, you get it right.
Yeah.
And I think that instills such good life lessons into the rest of your life. Because like when I'd through school, college, even university to a little bit, you have a little bit of support and it gets less and less and less as you go. And then suddenly you're my age and you have maybe a few people around you who support you, help with your friends or whatever. But actually, you have to rely on yourself to get things done. If you
Yeah.
don't feel like it, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So I think it really, I'm massively biased, but I think it helps you in all aspects of your life.
Yeah. Um, and how has your physical strength helped you to overcome the obstacles in your life?
Oh, I mean, I suppose physical strength has probably helped me. Obviously, it helped me on the show,
Yeah.
helped me on Gladiators. I am a gymnast by trade. That's what I grew up doing. So I suppose it's helped me obviously achieve national titles, work as part of a team to achieve European titles, getting on the show, Gladiators. And I think, I mean, growing up, I grew up with my grandma who brought me up from the age of 2. And she was kind of retiring. She was a shepherd,
Okay.
really random. But she'd have me carrying things around and helping do that sort of thing as well from a young age. But I think both the physical and mental kind of side definitely help in what you go on to do in life. I mean, now physical strength helps me with my training,
Yeah.
but moving gymnastics equipment for all these kids that I teach, that's how it helps me mostly. So,
Did you ever want to be a shepherd?
oh God. You know what? I love animals,
Yeah.
but I think when you're brought up in that environment, you either like
Yeah.
dedicate everything to it and you're like, this is my purpose, or you like stay as far away from it as
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah.
Well, I saw the getting up in the middle of the night to go and check on the ewes in lambing time. I was
Yeah.
like, do I want to do this? But no, I don't think so.
And Josh is fascinated by the power of physical strength, possibly because he gets moved around by others. What would you say the heaviest person you've lifted? Do you know what that would be, or?
I don't know because I feel like as you get a little bit older, I feel like just lifting people up would be a slightly strange concept randomly.
Yeah.
I I used to try and lift really heavy in the gym,
Yeah.
and then I realized that usually what happens is you get hurt.
Yeah.
And I suppose if you are lifting to become stronger, like if you're a power lifter, your job is to, do you know what I mean, just move the weight. My job is not just to move a weight. I don't get paid to do that. So I try and train for, I suppose, aesthetics more. So I'm trying to focus on building muscle. How can I hopefully not get hurt? Obviously, there's a risk in everything, but how can I not get hurt and still get the work I need?
Mm.
I'd probably say somewhere around the 100 kg mark, I suppose, for lifting someone up because it's a bit awkward, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just under 100 kilograms, so sitting around that mark. But yeah, I suppose, and again, my story, physical strength is something I would definitely say I take for granted.
Yeah.
Whereas, like I say, Josh, you're so interested in this aspect of physical strength, and I suppose it's because you rely on that so heavily.
Mm.
Whereas I'm fortunate enough that I don't have to rely on someone else to do that. So
Yeah.
it just asking that makes me feel really, really grateful, I suppose. So
Okay. Um, how important is it for you to inspire the next generation?
I think that throughout the last few years of my life in particular, I've and life has always taught me lessons. I feel lucky because I've had them early. Like losing my mum when I was 2, not having a father figure present. that is in some sense tragic,
Mm.
and it's when nature happens in reverse. Like you shouldn't really
Yeah.
lose your parents before when you're that age, before you're getting much older. You've lived a lot of your life. So I feel like life's taught me these lessons. And another one of these lessons that I've learned is actually that the biggest thing is the journey and to enjoy that.
Mm.
I chased medals for years. And again, I chased European medals, I chased British medals. I got my first European medal. I stood on the podium and I realized I had about 60 seconds of standing on that podium.
Yeah.
And I'd worked maybe my whole life to get there.
Yeah.
And then I got off and I was like, oh, actually, this is quite scary. Like, you can't run around chasing that all the time. So going into Gladiators, I thought, well, there's so many things that could happen here. I could get hurt. I might not get picked. We might get to the show day and I might have a cold. I don't know, whatever it is. I thought, right, I'm going to just enjoy every aspect of this. I'm going to enjoy the chatting in the back, meeting some of my heroes, all of these things. And I want to share that with the next generation to say that I don't think the destination is actually what you should strive for. I think it's the person you become in those struggles and those challenges. So that would be why I think it's important, because ultimately, no matter what you achieve, I suppose, in life, you want to feel like you've left your mark on something. I mean, this is obviously why Josh speaks to all these amazing people and all the advocacy he does is because of that as well, I would say. And we're all selfish in a way. We want to feel better about ourselves by helping others. I think that's fine to say.
Yeah.
How did you feel being in the
Live arena. How did you feel being in the live arena?
I think I'm fortunate enough to have experienced an arena with a little bit of a crowd before.
Yeah.
So you've got to remember, some of these people, I've performed maybe in front of a couple of thousand people, which is not a lot, but also when you compare it to, I suppose, somebody who hasn't got that experience, crazy. I think the real thing that made it so pressurizing was that you walk out there, you're in front of about 4,500 people, maybe, I think. And then you're aware of it's getting filmed for television, how popular the show is, and that maybe like 8 million people are going to watch it on a Saturday night. That feeling is crazy, because you don't see 8 million people sat watching you. But you're like, wow, if I fall over, 8 million people are going to see me. So it was scary.
Josh has done shows before in a room of like 80 people and shit himself. So,
Josh, I think so. As part of what I do now is I go and speak across the country, just sharing my positive take on adversity. And I genuinely think that we did the live tour at the end of the year, and I performed. This is just sounds crazy saying it, like hearing myself back. I was on the Saturday night show in the O2 Arena in London, sold out. It was like 12,000 people. That is meant. But when you're in 12,000 people, you don't see anyone. When you're in a room of 80 people, you can make eye contact with every single person, which I think is super scary. But well done.
We've obviously talked about the Gladiators. In 2024, you auditioned for the second series. What reservations did you have?
think I suppose self-doubt is a massive one. And I think you also, because of the scale of it, you don't expect, I suppose, to get on. You don't expect, like, I did an audition thinking, well, I'm going to get on Gladiators. I did it and thought, well, I mean, I've got to try. And it's the same thing, I think, with most things you do in life. Like, if you don't try, you never really know actually what might happen.
Yeah.
And I hear quite a lot of people saying that you make your own luck. And when I was younger, I was like, oh, nah, like I don't think you do, kind of thing. And then as I'm getting older, I realized that you have to be lucky and to have these opportunities come around, you have to be working extremely hard. You have to be in the right place at the right time. But you're not going to be in that right place at the right time if you're not putting the effort in, not trying.
Yeah.
So I genuinely think that it's like a big knock-on effect. Like, I think if I hadn't have lost my mum at 2 and my grandma hadn't brought me up, I wouldn't have done gymnastics. If I hadn't have done gymnastics, I wouldn't have represented Team GB. If I hadn't have represented Team GB, I wouldn't have gotten Gladiators. And then that was just stars align, if you want. And then because of that, I had the opportunity to perform. And in that scenario, the performance went well, I won. And then because of that, I've had this. And that's the kind of thing. And someone said to me when we were doing the show, he said, you create your own luck. And I remember thinking, no, he doesn't always, I don't believe him. And then now I just see it with other people as well. People that work extremely hard just end up being the lucky ones.
Yeah. Do you think as well with you said with the self-doubt, do you think there's an element of where it's a recreated show of a sort of like a classic from the 90s, that there is that sort of pressure to replicate what was such a loved show from a time ago?
Yes, I suppose so. I think that pressure probably falls more on the producers of the show.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I think I was more like, oh my word, what happens if I like get hurt and I have to pull out in front of all these gymnasts that I tell to be so resilient?
Yeah.
So that's my thing. Oh, you make a mistake, you're embarrassing. I mean, in the 90s, Roddy, who I spoke about earlier, Wolf pulled his shorts off. So he was on national telly in the 90s with no shorts on Hang Tough. So like something like that. And he was so memorable because of that. People listening will probably remember that.
Yeah.
I think that because it was the second series, the first series came and they had to entice people, had to capture people. People were like, oh, Gladiators back, whatever. And after the first series, they've got the next one. And that's probably, I would say, maybe the series where people are going to go, oh, did you see Gladiators the first time? Oh, no, I didn't. I'll watch it this time. Or got another chance, I suppose. And then that was a super popular series. And then it's obviously down to them to new games, events, Gladiator, whatever. I was more focused on not embarrassing myself.
My so good when you play right from the every time you got to play and only it will but you
One of Josh's good friends was one of the writers for the original Gladiators show, and he was saying that most of it was like obviously like scripted to so they can. And he would sit next to the sorry, he would sit next to the commentator and like tell him what to say live.
Ah, I didn't, to be honestly, I didn't know that. I think I get asked a lot. People were like, oh, like, people think it's scripted.
Yeah.
Like, what I always say to this is it's absolutely not. Like, obviously, people can believe what they want.
Yeah.
But I think from seeing how it works, they're putting the best athletes in the world against other really hyper competitive people in a really intense environment, and they're relying on the competition, the competitiveness of both parties to come together. And when that happens, when you do that on telly, in an arena, these big moments happen.
Yeah.
Like, I can't say if some of the gladiators think about what they're going to say before they come out.
Yeah.
If I was a gladiator, I would absolutely have a few one-liners, have a few puns. I absolutely would. That's not me. What we did was, because you don't know what's going to happen. Like, they didn't tell me what was going to happen. You do the thing, something happens, and they might go, "Oh my word, your top came off on Powerball. What do you think of that?"
Yeah.
And most of the contenders, because in that moment, you maybe don't have experience with it. In that moment, you go, "Oh my word, Brad, they're massive. They're bigger in real life. It was brutal." And that's, if it was scripted, you wouldn't hear the same contenders saying how hard it was every single time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's so interesting, Josh.
Do you think it is almost because it's sort of like you said, like such a physical, powerful thing, but the fact that it's on telly for families to watch, that might be why it seems to some people that it is.
I
Could be
think,
scripted.
yeah, I think, to be honest, I mean, the way it works and the way television is, I think people are aware, kind of, not to the full extent, but they're aware that, people are like, they talk off maybe something, a teleprompter or whatever, and it's, I suppose it's a bit like sport and panto.
Yeah.
But I think what people don't realize is you're not just putting Dave and Phil,
Yeah.
who both work 9 to 5s against each other on Duel.
Yeah.
You're putting like an IFBB pro bodybuilder or an Olympian. Some of them, I mean, Fire is like one of the most incredible athletes ever. She's done both Olympics, winter and summer. Like, you're putting someone like that against someone who maybe can challenge her in something. When you do that, or you have an Olympic sprinter chase you around a track
Yeah.
in front of 4,000 people, in front of millions on telly, things are going to happen.
Yeah.
Genuinely, it's not, you're not told like, "Oh, you're going to fall over here," because if they did that, it would look awful.
Yeah, it looked terrible.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's genuinely like you're getting hit hard, you're getting tackled. You don't, in that environment, you're not sure what's going to happen, and that's the beauty of what I think Gladiators is when they say go, or when the whistle blows, you don't know, and then whatever happens, they're picking up the pieces.
What, WWE? He said it would if it was all scripted, it would look like the wrestling, the WWE, where they've all been told what to do, and they sort of.
Yeah. So this is my thing, right? One, I mean, I used to love WWE as a kid, right? But when you're a kid, you don't know the extent.
Yeah.
Now I'm sat here at 24, I'm like, oh, right, I probably know they're not, do you know what I mean, doing a tombstone pile drive, but whatever. When you watch Gladiators, the kids, they're watching and they're so in awe by their favorite gladiators, and this random person who's going up against them. But you watch Apollo make a tackle on Powerball. He is not running around going like, "Oh, I'm not going to hit this guy hard,"
Yeah.
because you don't know him.
Yeah.
Like if that was me, I'd want to absolutely smash the person so I can get up and look
Yeah.
great. Like people, that's why I don't understand why people think
Yeah.
it's not like, I mean, the gladiators put their body on the line.
Mm.
Like you can read about it, what happens, these things.
Yeah.
Do you think if it was scripted that these type of things would happen like as commonly as they do?
No.
Like it wouldn't.
Yeah.
From part, you know, when they go in, but and you see them. So, that might be good.
The bit where they go into the like back locker room thing with the cameras on them and
Yeah.
they're all like talking there. He was saying that could be, but that's obviously not like you were saying that the smashing together of bodies and stuff like that.
Yeah, like you say, like if it was me, like we have no idea what's going on in
Yeah.
those. Like we're not. It's not. I'm a participant on the show. I'm not involved in what the producer's thinking.
Yeah.
Absolutely, if I was a gladiator, I'd be thinking for the 9 months it's not on telly. I'd be thinking, oh, what could I say here? What could I do here? What could I do? I absolutely would. I'd be going in and having like win or lose. I'd have puns. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think you'd be silly not to do that. So
Yeah. Obviously, on the show, as we said, you're surrounded by some of the most athletic people in Britain. How do you think you measured up to the gladiators?
the way I interpreted the show and still do to this day is you're stepping into their arena. You're the challenger. It's why you're called a contender. Your job is to put up a good fight against these people, these athletes, professional athletes, the best in what they do. And then you have a race with another contender at the end. That's what you do. Like it is. Like if you're the best person at going around the eliminator at the end,
Yeah.
if you could do that 10 seconds quicker than the other person, you're going to win.
Yeah.
So I never really, and it's not like I'm a super cocky individual day to day. I've just had the experience in the past that I know no matter how good you are, no matter how big you are, how strong you are, you have days where it won't work for you. You'll have losses, you'll have wins. I've lost so many gymnastics competitions. I've fallen over so many times. I've done these things. So I know, and I knew going into the show, okay, well, I'm just going to be me. If I play a gladiator at an event and I win, that was unexpected. Like I didn't expect to win the events. I thought, right, my job is to get around the course at the end as quick as possible.
Yeah.
And you'll see people, and again, it's a TV show, isn't it? Like I watch it on a Saturday night, and I want the person who comes out and saying, I'm going to beat them all.
Yeah.
I want them to go and do that.
Yeah.
Like, because you're hooked.
Yeah. But funny when you get home, you cookie. But be everywhere and make it.
He said it's also funny when you get like a really cocky person who says they're going to come out and beat everyone and gets absolutely flattened.
Well, this is the thing, isn't it? you have to have a level of confidence.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, well, but I think if you come out, you try your best,
Yeah.
and you say, "Oh, look, I'm super strong. I thought I'd do well in this, but it didn't really go my way." The Gladiators are going to respect you.
Yeah.
You know that, and I think
Yeah.
because I was like that. I mean, if I came out saying, "I've won these medals. I'm a gymnast. I'm better than all of them." I mean, if that was me, I'd be even more motivated to smash them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I genuinely was just not trying to play a character. I was just thinking, well, I'm not going to come out and say I'm going to win Gladiators, because if I go out in the first round, how stupid am I going to look?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
like, if you want to do that, absolutely do that, because it makes great telly. I love watching.
Yeah.
I love watching anything. It's like when you watch a quiz show, and then they pull out. They're like a quizzing champion or something, and you're like, they get a simple question wrong, and you're like, you pick yourself up. You can't say that.
Oh, how fun when they make out the business of the year and then
On The Apprentice.
yeah.
They said, or like when on The Apprentice, where someone comes on and says they're like businessman of the year, and then they're just like biggest idiot ever.
Yeah, I like that. There's that clip where I can't remember who it is, and someone's getting interviewed before they go on the show, or whatever, and the person's like, "Oh, so you've got the domain for your business?"
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, what? No?" And they're like, "Yeah, because I bought it." You just you have to. I think you have to stay within your scope of practice.
Yeah.
Like I'm a gymnast. I'm a gymnastics coach, and there's thousands, probably tens of thousands, better gymnastics coaches than me. I know my part. I know what I'm good at. I'm good at motivating. I'm good at being there in the dirt when things go wrong. That's my job. Like, I'm good at the other stuff, but there's better people. If you ask me to plan my calendar for the week, I'd want to cry. I hate planning. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's a bit like him, a bit like Josh. Hates planning.
Josh, you can't be good at everything, can you?
We sort of mentioned there, you said that you watch every Saturday, but what do you think of the current crop of contenders on the show?
I mean, they look good.
Yeah.
I think I can see it from a different side, because everyone who's been on there, every series, right? Every single person is on there for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, you go through a process of doing whatever testing and blah blah blah. You have to be a certain level of fitness to get on there.
Yeah.
Now, you might be a gymnast, you might be a CrossFitter, you might be a rugby player, you might be whatever. They'll be machines, all of them in their own right.
Yeah.
But what people don't realize, and what I definitely didn't realize, was the way the show is filmed, how long it takes. You've been on and then off, and then on and then off. That's very different to lots of sports.
Yeah.
Like, in gymnastics, so I used to play rugby for an academy as well in Yorkshire. So, and again, I wasn't very good at rugby. I just was really good at learning.
Yeah.
So all I did was try to work better than the person next to me. And I realized when I got to that level of rugby that I was actually really bad with the ball. Right. So I'd play a game, not even touch the ball, like, because you maybe get a little pass or something.
Yeah.
But I realized I could just jackal for the ball. I mean, and I found it boring.
Yeah.
But I did it. And these athletes that are on that you watch might be really great at throwing weight around. They might be really good at sprinting, whatever it might be. They might be good in contact.
Yeah.
But then you have this balance of, like, no matter how good you are at throwing weights around, if you can't spend a whole day going through that on and off, and then the mental fatigue when you're doing the eliminator later on at night after you've done this in that pressured environment.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I'm good at that. Like, I think I've proven to myself that I can do it time and time again.
Yeah.
But I'll still stand there and think, oh, I'm nervous.
Yeah.
Oh, can I
Yeah.
do it? Still, yeah, I still get that. Everyone gets that. I say this to the kids. I think people think because you've done something, you don't get nervous.
Yeah.
And all I was saying when I was on the tour was I got an opportunity that every time I went out there, I got to talk and show to 8, 10, 12,000 people, a big percentage of which were kids.
Yeah.
That, look, I won the show, but I was back there nervous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's all I'd like. And I've had my success with it 100 times, 1,000 times over. People messaging me, parents saying my child was getting bullied for doing gymnastics, but they watched you on the show, feel amazing. He still does it. He's got into the sport because of you. He lost his dad, whatever. Like, I've won that. Hearing that, I've already won.
Yeah.
Sort of coming away from Gladiators a little bit, how do you think social media has changed the role of a personal trainer?
Oh, good question. I think being a personal trainer, there's lots of different things to it. So what I really found was that people need someone to tell them what to do in the gym.
Yeah.
But the biggest part of personal training is they just need someone there so they do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you would maybe if you worked with someone for 6 months in person, you would maybe spend 2 hours with them a week. And if you think about how much you're paying for that time, it's quite a lot of money.
Yeah.
And what I found with social media, and what is obviously the case with all of these incredible fitness influencers, people who do very well, is that firstly, you can help people who don't just live in your area, which is crazy. Because if you try to find just like a certain amount of people that want to work with you, like you, need to go to a gym, all of these things in your area becomes really hard.
Yeah.
And social media obviously gave us access to everyone. I think it's something very powerful about just trying to put good information out there.
Yeah.
A lot of mixed information. I mean, the biggest thing I have people who work with me say is, oh, there's just so much out there, I don't know what to listen to.
Yeah.
And again, because you have everyone out there going, oh, listen to me, it's like paralysis of fear. You don't know where to start. There's so much. I think it definitely gives you more people to reach. I think it, obviously on the flip side, also gives you so much information, mass information, that actually, if you just think about what you're eating more, don't have takeaways every single week, go to the gym and you're active, it's basically what you need to do. But because it's like, do keto, don't eat before 10 a.m, otherwise you'll get fat. Like this, there's just so much information. I do it. I look at information online for something simple and I'm like, well, there's 5 different things here. What am I doing?
Yeah. Do you think it's also a lot of with social media? There's obviously you see a lot of people that are like doing these sort of online personal training that are like absolutely ripped and telling people what to do, and then those people, like you were saying, there's those 4 things are like, go to the gym, make sure you're eating healthy, but people are sort of doing that and then not looking the same as these people they're seeing and thinking that means that they're not healthy and fit. Do you think that's sort of like a...
Absolutely. I mean, comparison is the thief of joy.
Yeah.
I think there's a balance. You have to, because everyone does it. Every influencer will be looking on Instagram and going, oh, he's got a nicer car than me. He's got a bigger house. He's got more followers than me. All of these things. And what I try to tell people, and what people should really consider, and I fall into this trap myself this morning. You're on Instagram and you see someone, or you see someone who you think is doing better than you. You can't sit there and compare what you're doing with someone else.
Yeah.
Like for you, and I mean, I've worked with people who've had to lose 30 kilograms. Now, that process brings up so many struggles or battles that I've never maybe even thought of. Like your biggest worry or your biggest fear might be just literally stepping through the doors of the gym. That might be your biggest fear. And now if you're looking at someone on Instagram who's doing a 200 kilogram back squat, they're here and you're here.
Yeah.
Ultimately, that feeling that you're getting, you after your first session and them after doing that squat, it's actually probably quite similar.
Yeah.
And I try to be super honest on social media, but you are looking at someone's highlight reel.
Yeah.
Like if you posted every single time something went wrong, you said, look, well, I spent 6 hours doing this video and 4 people watched it.
Yeah.
If you did that every time, people are just going to think, oh, well, why would I do that? Why would I follow him? Why would I copy him? And that's what people need to be aware of. It makes it very public. Your failures are public.
Yeah.
But only the ones that you post.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what Josh has found quite slightly weird with what he does, where he's like done an episode with, say, like a fairly big name, and then it maybe doesn't get as much of an interaction as someone who's got a more active social media presence.
Yeah, and this is the thing, right? Like, seems to be a lot of police or ambulance action going on in my local area. I think that social media is, and the way I see it is, I see Instagram as a bit of a CV, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah.
Like, status is attached to it so heavily now that there are so many more knowledgeable people than some of these massive fitness influencers. And the best ones just admit that.
Yeah.
Like the best ones will say, like, there's so many people you could work with, whatever. There's so many things, like, and they'll be backed by evidence and science and what they're doing. But because sometimes if you say to someone, oh, well, actually, to get into great shape, all you need to do is go to the gym for a couple of years, not do any real massive changes to your diet, just think a little bit more cleverly about what you're eating. Don't do this, don't drink much alcohol on a weeknight, whatever. Because that doesn't sell very well, people suddenly go, this is the new diet trend, this is what you have to do. Like, you might have lose fat in like one day, eat this, drink this, because that stuff kind of gets clicks.
Yeah.
And social media is about this conversation we're having. I'm learning about social media every single day, but we might be having the most insightful conversation ever. But if it doesn't look well, appealing, packaged well, nobody's going to listen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you sort of mentioned this already, but you've been very open about being raised by your grandmother, Christine. How important do you see your role in being a role model for people who maybe have lost loved ones themselves?
This was one of my worries about doing the show, right? Because I sat down with my mum and I told her, I mean, I didn't tell her what I was doing until I'd made it past the first stage. So I remember I drove 6 hours from Newcastle to London to like get on one of the last trials, did like a 5, 6 hour day, drove 6 hours back, and I got out of the car and I was like fatigued. I thought I was having like a seizure because I was so exhausted.
Yeah.
On the way back, I rang her and I said, "Oh, mum, I've just done a trial for Gladiators." And she was like, "Oh, like, well, you're gonna get on there." She had this like incredible self-belief in me. She was like, "What happens if you hurt yourself?" All this stuff. And I sat down with her before we kind of knew I was probably going to make it on the show. And I said, "Look, if one person's out there and we can provide them maybe a bit of hope or something that could inspire them to go on and do something. Maybe they have lost a parent, maybe they're in financial hardship, maybe they're just struggling in general. We have an opportunity of going on and maybe inspiring that person or helping that person by sharing our story.
Yeah.
Don't you feel like we need to do that?" And the answer was kind of yes.
Yeah.
Like my genuine goal was that doing Gladiators, I didn't care where I came, I wanted somebody somewhere to have watched it and gone, "Wow, like I lost my mum when I was young. It's not going to be easy, but maybe like I could do something I want to do."
Yeah.
And as a result of this, I've started working with Kinship, an amazing charity, which just do so much to help support these people. And like I said earlier, it's a massive knock-on effect. Every single thing you do, like there'll be things you're going through in life now, struggles I face now, that in a couple of years, I'll go, "Wow, I'm so glad I did that happened."
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine saying that you're glad that you lost your parent when you were 2? Like, that is an outrageous thing to say.
Yeah.
But I know that I wouldn't be the person I am now if I hadn't.
Yeah.
So hopefully someone hears that and thinks
Yeah.
can help them.
We know it's a bit we have the my situation. We can't really know what to say. Molly, it's
He says he knows it's a little bit different, but when people ask him about his disability, he's not really sure what to say because his experience is his experience and might be slightly different to what other people have experienced with disabilities. So did you find it difficult, or were you nervous to sort of put yourself out there and be sort of an advocate for what you've been through?
I think it can definitely be scary. Like, I was definitely apprehensive because, like, I suppose, and I'm sure Josh is the same, all the struggles and the things and all those things, it makes you more grateful for, I suppose, everything else. And I think that even if someone maybe can't like directly relate to exactly what you're going through, by sharing your experiences, how you're feeling, the struggles, the highs, the lows, it can massively help someone, even if they can't like fully relate to exactly what you're doing. I mean, I'm sat here thinking, wow, like the fact that someone like Josh is doing what he does, not letting the challenges, the struggles getting in the way of what he wants to achieve. Like next time I'm in a bad mood or complaining about filming a video, I'm going to say, Joe, get a grip. Like, do you know what I mean? You've been able to move yourself around today. You've been able to do this. You've been able to do that.
Yeah.
And I think that's really why I was so keen to get on and have a chat today, because when horrible things happen to you in your life, I mean, losing your parents, I'm not special. It just happened at a time where it's considered, I mean, I think it's a good time because, like, I don't remember my mum.
Yeah.
Now, I see people who lose them in their teenage years.
Yeah.
That fundamentally, I think, would be the hardest thing.
Yeah.
But we're all gonna think each other's got different things. Like,
Yeah.
first things people say to me are like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry," and I'm like, "Why? Like you don't have to be sorry. Like you didn't do it. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I think having that makes you who you are. Being able to interpret these things
Yeah.
just makes you who you are, doesn't it? Like I wouldn't be me without those things. Josh wouldn't.
Last couple questions for you. Adversity is my superpower is an interesting title for an initiative. What's it about?
Oh, I like that. Good question. So last year, I had some amazing opportunities to go around schools, workplaces, do some events, and essentially talk about myself.
Yeah.
Now, what we've done is try and package that a little bit better into actually, I wanted to delve a bit deeper into actually adversity, what it can look like, and the talk that I now deliver across the country. We've got lots of exciting places over the next few weeks, months. The talk actually now kind of helps the people to identify what adversity they may have faced, look a bit closer at what adversity is. I share my experience with adversity, and I like to rip myself down. So without revealing all of it, but I'll introduce myself as two-time European medalist, Team GB gymnast, Gladiators champion, and then I show them all the ugly stuff that people don't see.
Yeah.
Like I show them the fails, the times I fell over in the European final, all these things. And by the end of the talk, all I want them to do is hopefully leave a little bit more inspired, but hopefully change their perspective on actually that sometimes the bad things that happen in life can lead us on to the greatest.
Yeah.
Because everybody goes through hard times. Like someone might be listening to this, going through one of the hardest times of their life. And for me and you, Josh, it might be something that we wouldn't even take a second look at. But that doesn't mean it's not a really big challenge. So I try to get the audience involved. I try to get them to think, be proactive about maybe what they're facing, what they've faced, and just leave them with a thought of, look, it doesn't define you, it can make you.
Yeah.
And again, for me to be sat here saying that I can go and speak to a room full of people and hopefully inspire them is, I feel very fortunate.
Looking back at your career, what would you say your proudest achievement is?
Oh, that is a tough question. I think that before Gladiators, I would say that my proudest achievement was winning a European medal. We came third. It was just everything I wanted. Like from when I was young, I wanted to get that certain medal. Some people will say, "Oh, well, like you could have won." Do you know what I mean? You're not that good. We were never going to win, But that third place, we had so many teams fighting for that third place. That was our goal. That process, going through that with an amazing team, getting the medal, getting to put it on my grandma's neck, that was the best moment of my life. And then Gladiators basically allowed me to share and say thank you to Christine, who did so much for me, still does so much for me now. Share that with the world and just create the best memories. Like, hopefully one day I'll get to share with my kids what their great grandma and what I did. And listen, son, I think it's time. Sit down. We're watching Gladiators. like that. That's my biggest achievement, and hopefully that I can continue to maybe be a bit of an inspiration for some people. Share the lows, share the highs going forwards in my life.
Yeah.
And just finally, obviously, you said about the adversity is my superpower initiative, but what else is next for Joe Fishburn? What have you got coming up?
Oof. Well, we're super busy with kind of trying to grow our gymnastics club based in Newcastle at the minute. So we've got a couple of venues doing that. And I find that so rewarding to feel like I'm getting people involved in the sport that has kind of given so much to me.
Yeah.
Lots more of that. All the work behind the scenes that goes on with that. Still coaching myself. So doing my best of my ability to help the kids that I coach currently. Continue to build my online fitness coaching. Just try and support people through things they need, their fitness journeys, losing weight, body fat, because the impacts they can have are massive. If you can help someone feel better about the way they look and feel, you can change their life.
Yeah.
And just try and keep riding the wave of what Gladiators has given me. Talk to more amazing people like Josh, hopefully going forwards, and share my experiences.
Brilliant.
Yeah, great.
It's a great way to end, Josh says.
No, Josh, thank you. Love what you do. You're an inspiration, and you never know who's watching when you do these things. So maybe somebody sat there having a listen to our conversation today, and we've given them a 10% improvement on their day. Screw that, 100% improvement on their day.
Thank you very much to our guest for being the subject of another Beyond the Title episode. If you like this, why not browse the website and see if there's anything else that takes your fancy? We're now on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, SoundCloud, Apple Music, and Amazon Music. Don't forget to like our Facebook page to receive updates on forthcoming interviews. And if you love Josh, please give us a little share. And we don't mean the Shoop Shoop song. Thanks again, and hopefully see you next time.